Hi everyone, welcome to my channel BBC, Teen Mom and 24. Welcome to update new gossip. Kailyn Lowry says there's many reasons why she left Teen Mom too, but the decision was sparked by one of her pregnancies. The mother of 7 exited the reality series in 2022. Speaking with Trisha Paytas on a recent episode of her Just Trish podcast, the former reality star, 32, revealed that her pregnancy with her 5th child, son Rio, whom she shares with fiancé Elijah Scott, inspired her exit. Viewers first met her as a high school junior on 16 and pregnant. "Yeah, I left in 2022 when I got pregnant with my 5th son," she said. "Because I was like, I can't. We're not doing this." The couple share 23-month-old Rio and twins Verse and Valley, 11 months. The pregnancy was a shocker for her. "We did not plan to get pregnant. It was the first time I slept with him," she added, explaining they'd been friends first. "And we had just developed a relationship. So I was like, this is just a lot for one person," Lowry said. But her pregnancy wasn't the only reason she'd left. "There was a lot of reasons," Lowry explained. Her journey was filled with highs and lows, including estrangement from both of her parents, a contentious split from her high school sweetheart, Joe Rivera, a marriage and divorce from Javi Marcoquin, and 2 children with her ex, Chris Lopez. She also had issues with some cast members, namely Brian DeJesus, when DeJesus and Marroquin dated. Lowry simply needed a break. "Elijah had not been on TV. My podcast became super successful. I was making more money on the podcast than I was on Teen Mom," she said on the podcast, adding that she couldn't justify the stress I was going through on the show. Lowry added, "I felt like I would give them this laundry list of things that I wanted to film, but they only wanted to talk about the relationships that I had with my kids' dads. That's old and tired, right? I have other drama. I can give you drama. I'll do whatever you want, but let's talk about it." Teen Mom 2 alum Kailyn Lowry exclusively opened up to E! News about whether she's open to having more kids after welcoming twins and becoming a mother of 7. Kailyn Lowry is probably, maybe, definitely done having kids. Though the 32-year-old had her tubes tied after welcoming 11-month-old twins Verse and Valley, her 6th and 7th kids, she still harbors some conflicted feelings when it comes to expanding her family with fiancé Elijah Scott. "One day I'm like, okay, I'm definitely done. Yesterday, one of my girlfriends and I were laughing at wrestling, talking about, we're definitely done," she exclusively shared with E! News. "But if you asked me 2 days ago, Elijah and I might have been planning to do IVF or something, I don't know." The Teen Mom 2 alum called the decision on whether or not to welcome more kids into the mix bittersweet. "You think you're done, and then you have these last squishy moments," she nostalgically admitted. "I remember going through the twins' 3-month clothing, and I'm like, this is the last time I'm ever going to do this. Like, are we sure we're done?" The New York Times best-selling author and podcast host's main focus is having enough individual time with all of her kids. In addition to the twins, she's also welcomed son Rio in November 2022 with Elijah, and is mom to sons Isaac Rivera, 14, with ex-Joe Rivera, Lincoln Marshall Marroquin, 10, with ex-husband Javi Marroquin, Lux Lowry, 7, and Creed Lopez, 4, with ex-Chris Lopez. "I think I do a really good job with that now," the host of the Baby Mamas No Drama with V. Rivera, Coffee Convos with Lindsay Chrisley, and Barely Famous podcast noted. "But if I added more, I just don't know that I would be able to give everybody individual time." However, the former reality star who launched her KILLR podcast network in 2021 is grateful to have the help of her fiancé. "I don't know how Elijah just seamlessly folded into this chaos," she said. "And he handles it so well, but we're also polar opposites. So when I'm having frantic moments, he's very cool, calm, and collected. And so I think it's a really good balance there, and my kids absolutely love him. So that also is a huge, huge, huge help." As for whether the working mom would consider returning to the reality TV space, she has left the door open to new opportunities. I may or may not have had a meeting last week with a network, Kailyn shared. So it's definitely a possibility. I think it would just have to be the right fit. For more from Kailyn's beautiful family, read on. Kailyn Lowry was just 17 when she and high school boyfriend Joe Rivera welcomed their eldest son, Isaac Elliott Rivera, on January 18, 2010. And though they split a year later, the exes have settled into a comfortable co-parenting arrangement. Kailyn even hosting her baby mama's No Drama podcast with Joe's wife B. Rivera. "We come a long way since we were 18. Kailyn wrote on X after attending Joe and V's 2018 wedding. "I couldn't ask for a better stepmom for Isaac." As for her oldest son, "We have literally grown up together, but in some ways he's even more grown than I am," she wrote in an Instagram tribute on his 13th birthday. Describing the devoted Olivia Rodrigo fan, musician, and basketball player as thoughtful, brilliant, funny, and at times a smartass, the Delaware State grad praised his caring heart. "I think what really inspires me about him is the way he challenges social norms," she wrote. "Because he is curious and open-minded, he can form his own thoughts and opinions. Isaac also accepts people for who they are and never how they're supposed to be. More people should be like him." Lincoln Marshall Marroquin joined the squad on November 16, 2013, roughly a year after the then star of Teen Mom 2 wed his father Javi Marroquin. Very much into sports, as Kailyn described the tween in a 2022 episode of her Barely Famous podcast, he spends a significant portion of his time bouncing between basketball and football games. He even had an NBA-themed bash for his 10th birthday with a nod to his favorite player, Allen Iverson. No surprise, then, that he provided an assist when it came time to think up a name for his youngest brother. Verse came from Iverson, which is the name that Lincoln recommended, Kailyn revealed in a February 2024 TikTok. Obviously, it would be on his list because he's a huge basketball fan. And an all-star sibling. "To know Lincoln is to love him," she wrote in a 2022 birthday tribute. "Dedicated, smart, handsome, and the best brother out there." This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.